Right, hello, Tuesday afternoon now, 31st of Jan. I took all the electrics out of the AXL Les Paul and I rewired everything outside of the guitar, and I'm going to show you how I did that. Basically, here's the pickups, here's the wiring loom, blah de blah de blah. Anyway, I've tested it outside the guitar and I've still got a buzz, so I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the pickups, everything else I'm going to scrap. I'm not going to use his original pots or his original capacitors. I've got two sets of pots. One set there, 2 volume, 2 tone. One set there, 2 volume, 2 tone. They're all 500k. I'm going to strip these and I'm going to make one loom. I'm going to use these 4 first because they're the right size stems. I'm going to use these, I'm going to strip them completely. And I'm going to make a new loom from these. In fact, I might even use these as they are because they're wired right. And now I'm going to rewire these from scratch. I'm going to rewire these from scratch. I'm going to make a brand new loom. I'm going to get a piece of. I'm not going to use this. I'll make one of these up. I've got loads of plyboard. I'm going to make a new one up, drill some holes in there, 4 holes. I'm going to build a new loom outside of the guitar. And I'm going to make a new one, and I'm going to completely wire it from scratch. And I'm not going to use my cloth wire because I'm not charging for this. I've got loads of wire. I've got all these gubbins here, look, all different, 6 different colours here. I bought for electrical work. I'm going to make a brand new loom, brand new wire. I've got my switches are arrived. I've got 4 of these in. Absolutely brand new. I'm going to stick one of them in there. I'm going to use the original jack. I'm going to make a wiring loom completely from scratch, and I'm going to stick that in my guitar. And if I've still got a buzz with that in, who knows what the problem is, I'm going to send it back. I mean, the buzz is only slight now, it's not as loud as it was, but still something not right there. I'm going to test the pickups before I get soldering up. Sure, they're going to be alright. And rather than just faff about and try and find out what's wrong with this, because I don't know what's wrong with it, it could be the 3-way. I'm going to build a new one from scratch. And that's it, and that's where I am with this AXL guitar. I've got other jobs I've got to be working, other guitars I've got to be working on, so I'm not going to spend no more time on it. Basically knock up a loom, get it in the guitar, get it set up, and see where it goes from there. I'm back with an update whenever. Hello, just a quick update on the AXL Les Paul. Took all the wiring out that I'd already replaced and redid it all outside of the guitar because it wasn't working. So what I decided to do was I always make up a loom. If I'm going to rewire, I make a piece of ply, make up a loom matching the position of the pots on the guitar on the piece of wood. So when it gets to wiring like so, you can see it all done, and there you'll see these will be the volume, neck volume, bridge volume, neck tone, bridge tone. I've already got the capacitors in there. I've already got the capacitors in there. I've wired the loom all the way around, so we've got a good earth. And then all we need to do is when we get it back in the guitar, we're going to wire in the pickups, and we're going to wire in the 3-way selector. Now what I did was, because I couldn't identify where the bad earth was coming from, this is the 3-way selector that was in there. I've decided to bin this. It could be that, it might not be that, it could be that. So I've decided to lob that, and I've actually wired up a brand new one. It's a absolutely brand new one. Not charging for that, and I've gone with, here you see, I've gone with cloth wire, which I've braided. I braided the 3, and the earth wire I've just looped it through in and out. So I've got the bridge connection, I've got the neck bridge pickup, neck pickup, earth to the pot, and that's going to go to the long one is going to go, I'll put a green wire on there so I don't see earth. That's going to go to the input jack. The input jack's there, using the same one. Can't really go wrong with that. And so that's it. So basically we've got a new wiring loom, new 3-way, new pots, same jack, pickups. I measured the pickups, 9.6 on the bridge, just a 2-core, blah 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 blah. This was a big surprise. It's like total output like 7.4 k ohms, 3.6, 3.7 per coil, really low output on that. Don't know what it is, probably just a cheap thing off eBay somewhere in China, I don't know what it is. So that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bang it all in the guitar, I'm going to get it wired up, get a new earth from the bridge to the bottom, and hopefully get rid of all that buzz, all that hum, because I honestly cannot see what was causing it. It's either got to be in a bad pot, a bad solder joint, could have been the three-way, what have you. So we're going with all new gear. I'll make sure it's all soldered in right, and that will be it. So I'm going to blob on with that. I'll get that done later today, but I've got other stuff I'm going to be blobbing on with now, so I'll get back to you with an update later. Good morning, campers. Does anyone remember this guitar? Of course you do. Very well built, very good looking. AXL Les Paul, I believe, and made in somewhere in California, is it? I can't remember the name of the place. Haywood, California, or somewhere like that. Anyway, came in, a new pickup installing, nothing but buzz everywhere, electrical. Now, I found out since I've got a ground loop problem in my electrical system in my house. All my guitars buzz through that little amp because of the way it's wired up to the mains, or because of the main circuit, and when I touch the bridge or whatever, the buzz goes away. But this is a little bit worse. So if you remember last part of the video I redid the wiring, made a wiring loom and everything, got it all in, blah 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 blah, still buzzing. I also wasn't happy with the wiring loom, so what I've done is I've took it back out, I've stripped the wiring loom and I've rebuilt it again, and now you'll notice it perfectly fits. I've got no wires being bent round here, there or everywhere, so we've made it a lot neater with that. I've also got the ground wire already in there, absolutely solid, that's going nowhere. So we know the grounding in this guitar is good. You'll notice I've taken the pickups out, and I've taken the three-way out. Now, I replaced the input jack, is absolutely fine. I've got new wires on there. I put in a new three-way, absolutely brand new, and I've gone with super cloth wiring. I've rewired, well, it's a brand new one, and I've wired it up to vintage spec. We've got over 4 wires hanging off there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rewire everything, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire it outside of the guitar again, and what I'm going to do this time is, maybe we've got a suspect pickup, I really don't know. I've got some, if you remember, I bought a FN Explorer recently and I didn't like the pickups, so I took the pickups out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire these pickups to this loom for this guitar, and I'm going to test it. And also what I'm going to do is copper grounding insulating tape. I'm going to ground pickup cavities, three-way cavity, control cavity, and the lid. I'm going to get some extra grounding in there, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put it all back together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in touch with Music Scene. I say I've done the guitar. This guitar has had, it's had the frets levelled, frets polished. It's had a complete setup. It owes me quite a bit of money. The one problem is the owner has disappeared. I've talked to Music Scene about it. The owner, they've been trying to contact him for the last month. He's not answering his phone or anything. The last time we heard from the owner of this guitar was in December, before Christmas. So what I'm going to do is, if Music Scene are going to pay me, fair enough, and I probably will pay me. Jim's and Ada, they're brilliant, they'll pay me anyway. I'm going to stick to the price I quoted them, even though I've done a lot more work on it. It owes me probably 50 quid more than I've quoted them. But I'm going to stick to the price I've quoted, and if they pay me, fine. But if they say, well, we can't till the owner gets in touch with us, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the guitar. And if I ain't heard with him in another 4 weeks, I'm going to sell the guitar. I think I'm going to have a right to do that. I don't want it to come to that, but I've put a lot of work into this. I might even keep the guitar, I don't know. It's not going back till I've been paid anyway. So what I'm going to do is today, I'm going to crack on with a rewire, get the copper. Never used this before, so it's a new thing for me. I'm going to get it all taped up, all insulated, blah 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 blah. And I'll try and sort out a grounding loop in my... I know why I've got a grounding loop, because I'm using extensions for my amp. And normally if I plug straight into the wall, I don't get any problem with buzz at all. So I've got, the thing is, I've only got I've got 4 plug sockets in here, and I've got about 15 things I plug in. not all at once obviously, but I use extensions and stuff, so see how we go on with that. I might just move to another room and test everything out in another room, but that's where I am with this AXL Les Paul copy. Very nice guitar, yeah, really good. The fret job's superb and neck's brilliant. It's a great guitar. So that's it. So I'm going to blob. One of the things I'm going to blob on with today. I've got other things. I've got at least 2 more guitars to do today. One I was finishing from last week. A few bits and bobs to do on there, and I've also got my Epiphone Explorer where I put in the Fletcher pickups. I don't like Fletcher pickups, and mine custom made, supposed to be based on bare knuckles. They're nothing like bare knuckles. They're not as good as I thought they were. So I'm going to rip Zebra pickups out. I want Zebra pickups in. I've bought myself a set of Zebra Gibson 500T 496R pickups with Zebra bobbins. I managed to get them cheap on eBay, 80 quid for the pair delivered. So they're going in that Epiphone now, and I'm going to I'll sell the, I mean, don't get me wrong, the Fletcher pickups are good, they're just not good enough for what I want for my sound. So I'm going to move them on. I'll probably sell them at a 20 quid loss. I'm going to bang them on for 35 quid plus postage, and just get them out of the way because I'm not going to use them. They're based on PAFs, which is not really my thing, but they'll go well in a Les Paul or an SG or something like that. So that's it. But anyway, what I'm going to do with this guitar, I'm going to wire it with different pickups and see if the pickups are the problem, because we don't know. I've tested the pickups, they measure fine on the multimeter there. So I don't know, but someone suggested to me, why don't you just try them with different pickups and see how it goes. So I'm going to do that, and I'll come back with the results later. Right, just show you what I've done on the guitar since I last showed you. There you go. Pickup right slide. I don't know what to do the holes right. I don't think it's making a difference doing the screw holes right down at the bottom there. But I've lined both pickup rats. I've lined the 3-way route. I've also gone with the control cavity. You see I've done it all at the top as well, so we get a good connection everywhere. I've also done the wrong end jack socket. So that is grounded. See, I've still got the ground wire going to the bridge in there. That's all good. See it in there, look. So I think I made a good job of that. It's the first time I've used this tape. It's really good stuff. I'm done, and to make sure we get grounding everywhere, I've done the 3-way cover, and I've done the cavity, control cavity cover. So we're going to get a grounding connection all the way around because all the inside edges are done. So I mean, I don't think I can do any more grounding than that. Is there another way to do any more? I don't know. Is there a spray you can pour in there? Everything is covered. So that's it. I'm going to blob on now with the electrics, tinker about with them, get it all wired up outside the guitar, have a tinker with some other pickups, and see where we are. I'll come back later. Back with this AXL Les Paul, but quickly, I'm a bit closer up because I'll tell you what I've done. I've wired everything up outside of the guitar, and I've wired it up quite crudely. I've used crocodile clips everywhere, and I've tested each pickup on each pot with the correct wire on each one, all joined up. And I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to show you. We've got absolutely no buzz or crackle anymore. Now, I think that's good enough there. Here's a pickup. I've got the input there, I've got crocodile clips over here. Here's a 4 pot, so I'm just going to show you. This is just a neck pickup on my neck pot. You can hear how loud that is. You don't hear any buzz at all, do you? There's absolutely no buzz. I've also done exactly the same with a bridge pickup wired up to this pot with this one all wired in. And it's absolutely fine. I mean, you could bear with me and let me wire that one up and we'll show that one. We'll remove this. That one's all off, that one's all off. Now I'm going to wire in the where we got the neck pickup. Right, get the neck pickup, different pickup. clip on there. That's the earth wire, pickup wire to do now. Get that on there and we're laughing. I wasn't planning to do this, but there you go. Bridge pickup on the bridge part. You've done neck pickup on neck part, we've just done bridge pickup. There's a little bit of hum, but that's normal. And that's it. You see, look, that's the hum we were getting. Let go. That's absolutely normal. So I'm going to get it all wired up. I'm going to get everything back in the guitar. Hopefully the shielding on everything's going to help. And then I'll get the strings on this guitar and we'll get it shipped back to its owner, and job's going to be a good one. So rather than move the camera or anything, I'm just going to turn it off, and I'll come back later when we've got everything all back together. Right, there we are. It's been a long one, this one, but we cracked it. Got it all back together. Got the new electrics in. Shielding everywhere. New electrics, nice, neat and tidy. Input jack back on there. Three-way in there. All neat and tidy. We've got everything is going to be, everything's insulated. Blah, 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 blah. Got another one there somewhere. Another one there. Been a long-winded job this, and I don't know if I'm going to be paid for it yet, because the owner has disappeared. So I've got to get strung up, set up, and then I'm going to talk to Music Scene about it. Obviously I'm not going to let it go till I'm paid. There's me a good whack of money here. It's had 4 brand new pots, of which I used 2 lots. The other lot I've got there, not used. I replaced the 3-way and all the wiring. All the jack wiring. One of the jack wires could have been a bit of a problem as well. I've put new cloth wire. This is all cloth wire in here now. All the wire from the 3-way to the jack and everything. The only wires that are not cloth wire are the pickup wires. Pickups all work, volumes all work, tones all work. We're getting no crackling, we're getting no buzz. Absolutely brilliant. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tighten all the nuts and bolts. Blah blah blah, there. Check all the tuners, and I'm going to check the neck level again. Check the fret levels, and I'm going to reprice this up, I think. And I'm going to get some strings on it and get it to play and see where we are. I'm going to get the jack plates on. Or the cover plates on, should I say. We'll get them in there and get it all, like I say, get it all set up. Why's that on there? All nice. It'll be beautiful. And I'm going to give it a test, and that'll be it. So I'll come back to you once it's set up, and it's sort of one we can tie up, tag and bag and get rid of. Talk soon. Right, what we've all been waiting for, this AXL Les Paul copper. I've had this plugged in. It sounds absolutely amazing. It's every bit as good as my Gibson, my studio. But that aside, let's recap on what we've done with this. It came in, it needed a pickup fitting, which I did, and a setup, but the electrics were they were buzzing, they were hum everywhere, it just weren't right. So I ended up overhauling the electrics. I replaced all the pots, replaced all the wiring, replaced the capacitors, still getting a buzz. So I replaced all the pots again, which you've seen. We've got rid of the buzz. It's playing fine now, but it's had basically, it's had a complete setup. It's had all the electrics overhauled, redone, new pots, new caps, new wire. It's had a fret level. It's had the neck oiled, frets have been polished, everything's been checked and tightened. I've took this end pin off, put a dowel in there and refitted the end pin because that was a bit loose. I've also put copper insulation, copper foil tape in all the cavities, control cavity, 3-way cavity and behind the pickups. It's had a new 3-way, so it's had the whole shebang. It's far in excess of what I'm charging for this price wise, but I'm going to leave the price as it is just to get rid of it. It's a brilliant guitar. It plays amazing. It's, like I say, it's every bit as good as my Gibson Studio. I don't know anything about this pickup in the neck, which went in. It's an Invader type copy. It's only putting out 8K. Sounds beautiful. Sounds really nice on the cleans, on that pickup on its own. Really, really nice. So that's it with this guitar. Got it all done. It's been a long-winded affair. I've had it a long while, but at the moment, like I say, we can't get in touch with the owner. So I'm going to contact Music Scene tomorrow, see if they're going to pay me for this, and if not, I'm going to keep hold of it. And you know what, to be honest, I wouldn't mind keeping this. It sounds amazing. I don't know what it's worth, I've got absolutely no idea. I just know that AXL are a company out of California, Haywood, California, and these, I think this is handcrafted there. So I'd imagine these are made somewhere in Korea, maybe even Indonesia, but it seems too well built to not be a Korean guitar. I've had a lot of Korean guitars, but then again the binding's not that fantastic, so I don't know. It's a good weight, it's a nice guitar, it plays very well, it sounds superb. Hardware in like this burnt chrome, not burnt chrome, burnt copper, like a steampunk copper. It's everywhere. It's on the end pins, strap pins, it's on the tuners. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's on the truss rod cover, the jack, the stop toe piece, the bridge, the knobs. An amazing looking guitar, amazing playing guitar. So that's all I can tell you about it. But it's done. I'm glad it's done. I've had it a long time. It can go back to the shop now and they can decide what they're going to do with it without contacting the owner and everything. Just a quick mention out to Joe Reed there, because he was asking about his guitar, asking if I'd done any more work on it, and yeah, Joe, it's finished. And I don't know why he was anxious to see this. He must know more about these guitars than I do, but yeah, very, very good guitar. Very impressed with it. But that's it for this this video series. I'll be glad to see you back on it, really. And then again, I might end up keeping it, just don't know, do you? But anyway, that's it. So until the next project, as always, be good to each other, and I'll talk to you soon.